Hey everyone, welcome back to Tech Titans. So it's 2026, and if you're looking to get a new iPhone right now, you are probably in a really weird spot. On one hand, you have the brand new iPhone 17 base model, which honestly got some massive upgrades this year. But on the other hand, the iPhone 16 Pro from last year has seen some major price drops. So the question is, do you go for the newer base model or do you pick up last year's Pro? I've been testing both of these phones side by side. For context, I actually skipped the 16 Pro last year. I stuck with my 15 Pro and I recently upgraded to the 17 Pro as my main daily driver. But I picked up the 16 Pro in Desert Titanium from a friend about 3 months ago to use as a backup, and for review purposes, it's in incredible condition. It was first used in January 2025, has about 217 cycle counts, and the battery health is sitting at 97%. And then I have this iPhone 17 in Lavender. I've been using this one as a secondary device for about 3 months. It's got 147 cycles. Battery is at a perfect 100%. Today, we're going to just sit down and talk about both of them. We'll look at the design, the performance, the cameras, and how they handle the new iOS 26. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one is the right pick for you. Alright, let's talk about design and display first, because this is where things get really interesting. Starting with the 16 Pro, I think this is peak Apple design material. For me personally, I really lean towards the 16 Pro design, and it honestly just comes down to this titanium. This Desert Titanium is just sleek, it's elegant, and it feels incredibly premium while still being super lightweight. Titanium is just such a strong, fancy material. You've got the action button and the camera control button, which, Apple made a huge deal about last year. Honestly, for me, it's a nice to have rather than a must have. I don't use the camera control constantly, but it's cool. You also get the super fast USB-C port with USB 3 speeds, which is actually a huge advantage if you transfer a lot of files. Then we look at the iPhone 17. Design-wise, it borrows a lot from the 16 series. You get the action button and the camera control button here too, and the overall shape is similar. They both have those softer edges that Apple introduced back on the 15, so they aren't sharp like the older 12 or 13 models. But here is the thing, the 17 uses aluminum, and when you actually hold them side by side, the material quality on the 17 is of course just a step behind the 16 Pro's titanium. The aluminum is fine, but the 16 Pro just has that undeniably strong premium feel in the hand that standard aluminum just can't quite match. But the display, wow. This is the biggest upgrade for the base model, maybe ever. Apple finally brought the 6.3-inch screen size to the base model, but more importantly, we finally have ProMotion. Yes, a 1Hz to 120Hz refresh rate on a base iPhone. It makes the 17 feel like a Pro model. It's fast, it's buttery smooth, and the bezels are noticeably thinner. When you put them side by side, the 17 just looks so immersive. The 16 Pro still has a fantastic 6.3-inch display with great colors and smooth ProMotion. But when it comes to raw brightness, this is actually where the iPhone 17 gets a clear win. Apple pushed the new display panel on the 17 to a crazy 3000 nits of peak brightness compared to the 2000 nits on the 16 Pro. Now, I'm not saying the 16 Pro isn't readable under the sun. It is, of course, really great. But when you compare it to that 3000 nits on the 17, the newer base model is just noticeably brighter and a lot more comfortable to look at when you're out under direct sunlight. So with those ultra thin bezels and that insane brightness, that base 17 screen really closes the gap. Moving on to performance, let's start with the older guy, the 16 Pro. It's running the A18 Pro chip with 8GB of RAM. I ran Geekbench 6. And it scored 3,463 on single core and 8,798 on multi-core with a Metal GPU score of 33,361, and day-to-day use it is flawlessly quick. Apps open instantly, swiping is fluid. I even use it for some heavy AAA gaming. The thermals are so much better than the old 15 Pro. It still gets warm during long sessions, sure, but it's not that annoying throttling heat. It just powers through with all settings unlocked. And here's a fun fact. Apple is literally using this exact same A18 Pro chip and 8GB of RAM in the new entry-level MacBook Neo that just dropped in March. If Apple is confident enough to put this in a laptop, you know it's going to be capable for a phone for years to come. That 8 gigabytes of RAM is crucial too. With older 4 or 6 gigabytes iPhones, apps constantly reload in the background, but the memory management here is solid. But then there's the iPhone 17. It has the new A19 chip, also with 8 gigabytes of RAM, and the efficiency is off the charts. My Geekbench 6 runs gave me a crazy 3675 for single core and 9331 for multi-core, plus a 37707 Metal GPU score. Based on the rankings, this base model chip is actually faster than last year's 16 Pro Max. But you know, in my actual experience using both of them side by side, while the 17 base definitely has the higher score and that newer chip, the real world gap between the 16 Pro and the 17 just doesn't really show. You honestly don't notice it. It's not like you pick one up and think, oh, this one is way faster. They are just both incredibly snappy and fluid. And yeah, it's really great. I think that raw sustained power is exactly the reason why Apple still confidently uses the A18 Pro chip, the exact same one inside the 16 Pro in their new MacBook Neo. The performance on the 16 Pro is just that capable even a year later. Let's talk software because both of these are running the new iOS 26, which was released the same as the 17. I really want to touch on this because my experience with iOS 26 has been great. Apple introduced this new liquid glass design language and the animations are completely overhauled. It makes iOS 18 feel kind of old, to be honest. There's just a huge gap in how fluid everything feels. I will say, when I first updated the 16 Pro to iOS 26, I noticed it ran a bit warm for the first day or two. That's just the phone re-indexing system files and your personal data, so don't panic if that happens to you. Once it's settled, it's been great. I turned on the new adaptive power feature and battery life is very solid. It easily gets me through a full day of calls, social media, YouTube, and work apps. Now, I have to mention Apple Intelligence. Honestly, for me, it's not a huge deal right now. It's still feeling a bit like it's in an early beta phase. So I mostly find myself using alternatives that are just more powerful right now, like Gemini or ChatGPT. If you're buying either phone purely for Apple Intelligence, I'd say temper your expectations a bit. Alright, camera time. The 16 Pro is still a beast. You get the 48 megapixel main and ultra wide, and of course the 12 megapixel 5x telephoto. That 5x is so useful for portraits and getting close to subjects without needing the massive Pro Max size. Video is incredible. As always, shooting 4K at 120 FPS. It's just super reliable. The iPhone 17 also has a dual 48 megapixel setup on the back. For day-to-day main lens shots, you honestly won't see much difference between the two. The 17 does add some neat software tweaks like dual capture mode. But the real game changer for the 17 is the front camera. Apple put an 18 megapixel square sensor up front, and it is so fun. It captures incredibly wide shots, and you can literally shoot in landscape mode without physically turning your phone sideways. It's so functional, especially for vlogging. I guarantee you Android competitors are going to start copying this trend very soon. So wrapping this up, which one should you buy? If you are budget conscious but you want pro features, I actually highly recommend picking up the iPhone 16 Pro. The price right now is an absolute steal since the 17 series dropped. You're getting that premium titanium build, a dedicated 5x optical zoom, and that USB 3 transfer speed, which the base 17 still doesn't have. It's still on USB 2. The 16 Pro is going to stay relevant for a very long time. However, if you want the absolute best value for everyday use, the iPhone 17 is hard to beat this year. The performance gap isn't huge, but the 17 is faster. You finally get that 120Hz ProMotion display, thinner bezels, that awesome new front camera, and this is a big one. Base storage is now 256GB for the same price as last year's 128GB model. It is a massive value for your money. If you don't need a telephoto lens or super fast wire data transfers, the 17 is the way to go. If you do, grab the 16 Pro at a discount and you won't regret it. Let me know down in the comments which one you choose. If you found this video helpful, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to Tech Titans for more everyday tech reviews. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.